welcome to the channel, everybody. I see some great faces in the house already tonight, with Dee Kardaski and Smitty being the first one in the house. Love seeing you in here, brother. Nice to appreciate the support. Dee, the legend himself. So many have missed you in this community. Curb Bros coming in off the raid. How is it going, my man? Gold Taker coming in as well. Some of you may be coming in with badges, a little unsurprisingly. To be truthful with you, last live stream, Tons was so generous and gave away 80 gifted memberships. Not all of them went out, apparently, so I'm wondering tonight if some more of them will trigger during this live stream. But yeah, I mean, I will let you guys know I am doing a special live stream tomorrow night. That what I'm going to be doing is celebrating 3 years since my first video dropped on YouTube. Now, that video actually dropped 3 years ago last Friday night, so 1 week ago from tonight. And I am just amazed at where these 3 years have taken me. And I just want to take a moment and celebrate it and thank all of you for all of the support. Now, how I've decided to do that is we're going to do a 3-hour live stream tomorrow night. We are starting 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so exactly 24 hours from now. Breeze, nice to see you in the house. During that particular live stream, Vitalik, how you doing, my brother? What I'm going to be doing is I have 3 promo codes that I got during my time at Sumner Fest that are each worth 10,000 Titan Shards. I will be putting everybody who is live anytime I spin the wheel will get an entry on the wheel. And anyone who is a member of the channel will also get an entry for every spin. So if you are a member and you are live, you get 2 spins. Do you want my creator's badge? As a matter of fact, I have been... it was actually discussed that it's long past time that I should have one, apparently, based off of the amount of people who quite well knew who I was at Sumner Fest. By the way, Vitalik, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Mine, I really didn't do anything. I don't have any friends or family out here. I just kind of set to myself, did a little bit of working on some channel stuff. As a matter of fact, guys, the next panel video, the first Q&A dev panel, is actually going to drop in just under 2 hours. Tell them to swap me for you. I mean, you know, if they're up for it, I know a few people at this point I could probably talk to, so we'll see how it goes. But one of the things I did get out of this was I did get the 9,000 units from playing the game show. And that put me over 25,000 units. And I originally was thinking I'm going to spend all of those on Banquet for my alliance. And then I decided I was going to make a little exception because I could make it up. And I was going to buy one of the daily deals until I had all 6 classes, so I could do a little extra opening on the channel. And then last night, I kind of got to the point of realizing that if I just spent a little extra, I could pick up a couple extra rank 4s, and I could still put up one of the biggest amounts of units I've ever put into Banquet, and still probably put myself somewhere between 20 and 25,000 units for my alliance. So I kind of bought some deals. And not necessarily the best ones, but I did buy both of the class-based rank 4 gems. Caveman OG, how's it going, my brother? Nice to see you. I did also pick up one of the Summoners bundles because a little bit more tier 7, some other catalyst, and it tipped me over to be able to get the deal. In the process of this, I also picked up, what was the other bad deal that I picked up? But I get I guess that is what I picked up. It was the daily deals and that. So we have some crystals to open. Faust, how's it going? Nice to see you. So the first thing we're going to open is this ridiculous amount of stat cash that, I mean, are going to be more work for me to try and organize. Brooke, have your body sneezing. That's wonderful. I gotta love aging. So we already got a 7-star in there. I will take that. Let's see if we can do another one. Okay, we got another new one. 6-star. Okay. That's fine. Honestly, once these things came out, I stopped playing. They're actually not. I mean, I'm still figuring out the full balance of getting them all. Tell me about, brother. I have so many relics now. I don't know what to do with them all. Ridiculous. We went from not enough to woo too much. Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things. Like I'm going to have every 7-star in the game have a relic on it, and then I'm probably going to start putting them on my 6-stars too. So, but I got a few other small things here. We're going to go ahead and pop real quick just for some extras. Yeah, those are wonderful, aren't they? If we could have done worse, we would have there. I forget what I picked this up from, so it doesn't really matter. We're just going to throw it out there. And yep, choice is easy. I will take the 6-star spiral. Okay, so what really got this started, like I said, was I was going to grab a class-based nexus for each class and do a crystal opening, because I do crystal openings. I haven't done one in a while. I have one I still need to edit, but I do crystal openings technically. So, that being said, we're going to open the 6 class-based nexuses. I will use those very soon on a couple things I'm going to do. We're going to start with tech. Hopefully we get something good out of these. That would not be something good. I guess I'll just take the max sig. I will agree with you, brother. It's a lot to keep track of these days. Let's see if science can do us better. Okay, well, at least we got a 6-star this time. So we got some 7-star shards there. And I will say, if this was all I did with the units, I'd be pretty disappointed by right now. We got the Mystic one in here. Well, that's a max 6-star. Why didn't the turkey cross the road? The chicken warned him he'd never hear the end of it. Where did the mutant? Well, we got a 6-star Nexus there, which, I mean, at least it's a 6-star. And to the skill. So far, still not a single 7-star insight. Another 6-star Nexus that we can take. Or we could have taken the Moon Knight 6-star. But. And in Cosmic, we'll take yet another. You know what? I'm just taking them. No, I'm taking the Nexus again. Just for the fun of it. So we got 3 6-star Nexuses. Every 2 out of the 3 being max SIGs. I'm going to take the Cosmic ISO. And we'll take some more Cosmic ISO. I'm still not a fan of relics being in the game, but I'm used to it now. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an adjustment period in my eyes. I think I'm going to put them into Spider-Woman. And I'm still, like I said, you know, because I took a break right about the time that the StatCast relics were coming out. And so I still haven't fully figured out where all I should have everything. And I know at some point I really just need to pull every relic off of every champion and start fresh. But that's going to be a several hour like thing to do. So I might do the most boring live stream ever and do it live. Okay, we're going to come back to those in a minute. But those are the exciting part. Let me see. We got 6 5-stars that I can open here, which should put me over on an extra 6-star without a problem. I did that a weekend or 2 ago. It took me like 2 hours. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know at this point it's going to, like, because I'm looking at my top relics and I'm looking at my top champions and the lists do not match at all. And I'm like, that means my top relics are not on the best champions they can be on. And I need to rearrange everything, definitely. So we ended up with 4 6-stars. We could get something new, but of course not. There's not a lot of new well, a lot of the newer 6-stars I don't have, but I still have a ton of 6-stars, so I didn't expect that was going to push us over on 7-stars, but I mean, we do still have 2 and we're damn near to a 3rd, so let's see if we can get anything that would be worth rank 4ing over anything that I already have. Okay, well, already have him. First time awakening on him. Let's go. Okay, a first time Quicksilver. Have they As a matter of fact, actually, Dee Dee, they actually said at Summoner's Fest, big announcement, 8-stars are not coming to the game anytime soon. What we are actually getting is a new form of Ascensions, and 7-stars are going to be ascendable to 11 different levels. So your roster actually retains its value. And the interesting way of doing it, the interesting thing about it is in order to get the materials to ascend them to the 11 possible levels that they can go to, you have to dupe them. So there is actually a reason to continue duping your champions beyond just getting them to Sig 200. So we also have a Titan, and I know we are only days away from this changing, but I still need almost everybody in this. My biggest two, by all, like, and it's partially because my other account has them already, would be to get Nico or Carolina. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. And hopefully I at least get somebody new, and preferably one of the two of them. I'm not disappointed because she's a great champion. But clearly I already had her, and I already had her awakened. Okay, so the main reason why I ended up with all that crap. So I got a 2 to 3 gem here. This is what I grabbed out of the tickets. By the way, I did end up with the Yondu and the Super Skrull. 2 to 3 mutant. Okay. Gonna have to look to see who gets that. Now for the important two. Yeah, I know they're not changing now, and I know they would have still been in it if I would have held it. But if I could have got them now, I would have been happy. So a Mystic and a Tech. Which is interesting because Tech, no, I did not spend money. I had 26,000 units going into Cyber Weekend. For about 6 months of the game, about 6 months of this year, I took a step away from the game and did not do anything except for doing my dailies. So I wasn't spending any units. I was just acquiring. And then during that time period, shortly after I came back, obviously I went up to Sumner's Fest, and for those who got to see me live, I got to participate in the Who Wants to Be a Sumner game show live during Sumner's Fest. And during that, I won an additional 9,000 units. Now, the interesting thing about it is Tech is the one class I have not ranked. I have not gotten a rank 4 in yet. And I have 3 rank 3s right now in Tech. So I have 3 candidates that could go up to rank 4. Andy, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you. Of course, Guillotine, I know, is probably the highest SIG of them all because she was my first Awakened Tech champion as a 7-star and my first rank 3 Tech 7-star. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was awesome to participate in my own way. Obviously, we all know I will never win Battlegrounds. I have fun with Warlock, but even though he's unawakened, I'm kind of leaning towards the idea of Jack here. Now, there are other texts that I could save this for. I catch one live stream, and now I'm getting MCOC recommendations. I remember you almost knew all the answers. Yeah, I know. I was so close. There was I feel like I could have definitely answered that last question if I would have taken it. But so the other one I picked up was Mystic, and currently the only 2 rank 3 Mystics I have are Werewolf, who would be very appropriate for the channel, or Enchantress, who just kind of annoys everybody on defense. Or I could look at taking up any of these to rank 3 and then immediately take them to rank 4. Now, at the same time, let's look at tech for who I could take up to rank 3. Yeah, see, the Werewolf by Night, like, just because of the name of the channel and everything else, and, like, not to mention the legendary hunt for Werewolf by Night that happened the weekend that I moved to Seattle. Because for the OG fans, and Dee will definitely remember this because he was part of it. Werewolf by Night got released literally the week that I moved, got released into the arenas the week I decided to move to Seattle so that I could come out here to go to the original Summoner Fest, which I did not make it to. I spent 3 live streams a day grinding for Werewolf by Night while still working and packing my apartment. And at the end of it, I fell short of actually getting him. I ended up with the 5-star. So it's kind of a nostalgia thing. In so many ways. And then we do have that rank 2 to 3 gem for mutants at the moment. And I have a lot. I mean, we could, now that we just put 20 more SIGs into her. I'm struggling with getting rank 4 stuff or not for 5K. I get it. Like, it is definitely a struggle. And then now that I have this stuff, now I gotta figure out what to do with it. So, I got a lot of decisions to make. And, unless all of a sudden out of nowhere I'm gonna start getting a lot of advice. Sounds like Wolf is the right answer just cuz. Depends on how much you're looking at on units. If you're looking at an active alliance where you could put up 5 to 10,000 units, it's definitely worth the bonuses if you know most of your alliance is going to be looking at around 5 to 10,000. If you think that your alliance is going to be under 5K per member, then the guaranteed value now is worth more. You'll have 20 rank 4s. Nice. These 2 crystals here will lock in my 7th rank 4. And that means in the last month, I have gained 5. And I'm pretty okay with that. And I'm about halfway to another one. I think just especially considering we did pull a Mystic Gem. And it is right for the channel. And he's relevant in Battlegrounds from what I understand right now. I think we're going to use one of the gems live here on the channel tonight. And what better way to do that than to have one of my rank 4s be Werewolf by Night. Especially to do it the night before the 3-year anniversary party. So let's go take a look at him. SIG 20, rank 4, with his sprite missing. Well, there he is, folks. Werewolf by Night. Now in my top champions. I have actually officially kicked all 6 stars out of my top 12. So, but I'm going to make some more decisions very soon. I'm going to decide who the tech's going to be. I'm pretty sure I'm leaning that as a matter of fact, you know what? I'm just going to pull the trigger on that one too. We're going to go ahead and go with Jack. I know he's got a lot of use. And it was decided last night in chat, in my alliance, that if for any reason, since I was technically baited into doing this by one of my members, if for any reason we don't hit um top 1 to 5% in banquet, everybody should know right up front that this was all Frigid's fault. No, I did not spend any money. This was only units. I have not spent a single dime. These are all units I have earned over the last 8 months. See if his sprite will load. It was doing this last night too. I had to reset the entire game for it to actually start loading sprites again properly. Um, Staff focus, yeah, I haven't looked at his staff focus. I actually just recently got him. And I've already ranked him all the way up. I kind of just went with him. I gotta look and see what his actual stat focus should be. Unless you want to give me a recommendation right now. Crit default. Crit damage or crit rating? I'll ask my alliance about what the plans for gifty event is. Yeah, that crit rating. Okay. And what for defense? Like I said, I still have a lot of stuff that I gotta catch back up on in this game. Like block penetration. Okay. Yeah, it works. I haven't gotten into Battlegrounds since the new season started, as you can obviously see. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of. I was just making sure everybody's in. It looks like everybody is. Nobody I just ranked up isn't. Um, so I think I'm just gonna do a little. I'm gonna do my 5 matches. Get my have to be Thronebreaker to unlock it. Well, I'm Paragon. So what is the problem? Okay, give me just a second. We'll go ahead and reset the game. What a surprise! I should have known it when the sprites weren't showing up, but we'll go ahead and jump over and restart the game real quick. So. Okay, guys, we're back. Hopefully, it works now. Um, new book. Man, woo. Obviously, that's you. Um, I get it. If you got to be careful about how you go about this game. Um, if you're you can very much so get caught up in the race of FOMO and stuff. That's why it's a good thing to take a break from time to time from this game. And not always take it. Like, you don't always have to be the best in this game. And most people really aren't ever going to be the best in this game. And I hope nobody goes too far with getting upset over this game. But I will say that there is a lot of things being worked on to make this game better and continue with this game. So even if you have to take a step away from the game for a few moments and concentrate on other aspects of life and come back to it when you're in a better place, this community is always going to be around. Well, I can't say always, but it is definitely going to be one of those things where there's a lot of room to take a break. He doesn't understand it is that this game is garbage. Doesn't work the erupting he's going through because nothing they said they do only take this money. This game is not garbage. Okay, I think that's one of the things that really I think we need to stop with. This is a very rare game. The fact of any game that has ran this successfully for 11 years says it's definitely not garbage. And our community is amazing. And in all honesty, the biggest thing that we all want is for this game to continue. And there's ways that we healthily go on and make sure that that can happen. Yeah, because players are addicted to Marvel. Man, no, it's not that. Yeah, no, Andy, I'm 10 years into playing this game myself. I've taken a couple small breaks here and there throughout that 10 years. But I have always been part of this community and loved this game. And I want this game to continue. And not just because of my channel. I could pivot the channel to something else real quick, real easy. Would I get the same community that I have now? Yes and no, but at the same time, like I I have a passion for Marvel. I have a passion for Marvel Contest of Champions. I have a passion for this community. And Vancouver was an amazing experience. Um, like I said, guys, obviously I just released the Writers Workshop panel. If you haven't checked that out, go over and check that out. It's a very interesting look into how the game goes together. And then I released today the Q&A panel, the first one, or at least it will be out in about an hour and 15 minutes. And when that does come out, it is just the first Q&A. It is the more safe, watered down Q&A in my opinion. I won't lie about that. I acknowledge that right at the beginning, but I also acknowledge what came out of that Q&A. And there is some really good information in there. And I hope everybody takes the time to check it out and do it with an open mind. Because the more that we work with Kabam, the longer we can keep this game going. Name me a single game out there, Woo, where you own the account and everything you paid for in it. If the game dies, many people would do something better with the money and the time. And explain to me what you define as better. Because I will tell you this much, without this game, I would not have left this country for the first time in my life. I would not have spent a weekend with 30, 40 other people at any given moment hanging out out of 200 different people that are part of this community, plus countless Kabam employees that I was able to hang out with over that time period. I did that because of this game, and it was absolutely amazing. And it was it was one of the greatest weekends I've had, and a weekend that really, honestly, especially considering everything else that had been going on in my life, I very much so needed. So tell me what it is that you think would have been better than my opportunity to do something like that, or other people who got that opportunity because this game exists. So you think this game only is good because of the people that created characters 50, 80 years ago, but there are tons of characters in this game that have been created in the last 10 years, and two characters in this game that are completely originally created for this game itself. And you're right, Woo. It is in my opinion. Woo, why do you keep playing it if you're so negative about this game? Like, if you want it to end so badly, then why do you continue to play? And why do you continue to be part of the community? Like, I want you part of the community. I really do. I just don't understand the massive negativity. If you're so unhappy with it, then why? Because I'm very good at the game. You're disgusted about what this game has done to your friends and strangers. But you also are not looking at the positive that is done to people. You're focused very much so on the negative and not even on how to change that other than the idea of the game just not existing anymore. But you have no desire to stop playing the game because you're elite at the game. Like I'm just kind of confused, man. You see the reality. No, you're seeing parts of what you're making the reality. I think when I came to the realization that it was never about the game for me, it was the streaming element. I mean, I would have left the game years ago if I never started my channel. Yeah, see, and there's it. You know, if you're no longer interested in the game, DD can stream anything, and he knows that. He can be successful at streaming anything. And I totally like. I'm gonna go over there and Smitty, the first guy in the channel tonight, doesn't even play this game. He's a friend of mine, but he stops in to support my channel, and I stop in and support his because we're friends. I'm gonna do the same thing with Didi, and he's happier not playing the game. I'm happy playing the game. And that's perfectly great for both of us. Just like it's great if somebody's happy spending, and it's great if people are happy not spending. But you don't have to complain about what's going on if you're participating in it. Exactly. That's what this entire channel is about. Is doing exactly what's good for you. That's the reason that I've used hundreds of revives on content. It's because I don't care. I don't need to be perfect. I just have to have fun. You'll see when I launch it, he'll be like, "Yeah, that's the real." Exactly, brother. You know me. The second you launch something new, I'm gonna be there. I don't give a fuck if it's MCOC or if it's whatever. I don't care. You're my brother. I love you. I'm gonna come support you no matter what you're doing. And I appreciate. There's other people that have stopped playing the game that will stop in here just to hang out. There's plenty of vulnerable people who waste their hard-earned money on illusions, and they're only unhappy. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's on you. I understand that there's people that spend their money on escapism. It doesn't matter if it's MCOC, if it's drugs, if it's alcohol, if it's gambling, if it's hookers, you name it. Okay? That doesn't mean the game's a problem. Yeah, I know. I checked out the logo, bro. Like, that is not a reason that the game is a problem. You're blaming the wrong thing. You're telling me that if MCOC didn't exist, that they would not find. I'm not angry, man. I'm just making it clear that like I don't understand why you're always complaining about the game so much. I cover 90% of what my channel is gonna be, minus the hookers. Hey, Hank, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you. Got that quick diamond 4. So I mean, I'm guessing the missus would not appreciate if your channel had hookers in there too. Because I can. I spent enough for myself to have an opinion. I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, man. I'm just saying, like, you always seem so negative about the game, and like, if you're so down on it, like, I just don't get why you're so supportive of it at the same time. Like it seems contrary. Mm, I don't want to ban my domino. I can't talk much because I've used to complain about the game a lot, but I've tried to stop. It doesn't help anybody, and convince anybody it doesn't affect Kabam. JJ, how's it going? Um, damn it, that wasn't what I wanted. Um, okay, so it does affect things as far as like there have definitely been changes that have been affected. Um, and there's a creative amount of criticism that I do support and understand, and that I encourage. Okay, but there's also a difference between constantly being critical and negative and constructive criticism. If a person spends beyond their means on anything in life, that's on them, and you don't have zero self control and let a video game dictate whether or not you can eat. I mean, next week, go get help. Yeah, it's not on the game. It is something wrong with that person, and I'm not saying wrong in a way that like there should be something done about them, but it is on them that they do need to get help, and that they need supporting people in their lives. At the end of the day, either support the game or you don't. And if you don't want to support the game, then stop playing. That's all that matters. Exactly. Yes, I understand vulnerable people, but I also understand that the game is not to blame for the fact that they are vulnerable. There would be something that they would get addicted to no matter if the game existed or not. And that it is more so about the people around them being supportive and encouraging them to get help than it is about to complain about the game. There's no one at Kabam going, hey man, like, are you sure you don't want another fix of them 4-star crystals? Damn it. You was vulnerable one too. You left the state to get to a game, and you were fucked over. The example I mean is that I changed my entire life, and I changed it for the better. Like I said, I left the country for the first time in my entire life at 47 years old because I enjoyed this game. Yes, there were things that I lost by coming out here, but I gained a lot too. And I am very happy with the life that I have chosen. I can make my Discord work, Dee Dee. You think somebody is calling me? Um, in my opinion, that if you don't like the state of the game, is then walk away and save yourself the frustration. I've done it a few times over the nearly 11 years I've been on. Yeah. Not everyone is as lucky as you, Wolf. That's what I'm saying, anyways. I understand not. You're just going to argue no matter what I say. It's just not one of those things that, like, okay, Wild. Explain to this guy who spent 20,000 pounds playing the game for 7 years, maybe to stop the game. How can I tell him to stop? The same way I would tell somebody who spent $20,000 drinking. The same way I would tell somebody to stop that spent $20,000 on anything if they couldn't afford it. Man, yeah, I've spent, like, if I add up everything that I've spent on this game over the, it's probably 15, 20, 15K at least over the 10 years I've been playing the game. And that's without taking into consideration the $600 I spent going to Sumner Fest, or the thousands I spent moving halfway across the country, or all the money I spent to set up my YouTube channel. Crimzone, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you. And again, congratulations. I quit playing for 10-ish months, partially because I kept overspending and I just overspent on other things. Problem is my head, not kabam. Exactly, caveman. Like, you're gonna make the decision no matter what. I'd say less than 1,000 for me, maybe not even half that. Yeah. Everybody's, and I only say that because I know that there's been times that I've been flush and I've spent a decent amount. And there's other times that I haven't spent a single thing for months at a time because I had to make a decision. Like right now, the only thing I even have active in the game is the double track. I don't even have my sigil active right now. And even that, I use Google Play points to be able to get. Because I don't, I spent everything I could on the game to go to Vancouver because it was not only an amazing experience personally, but it was something that was a business move for me. Thank you, man. And next is Thronebreaker, so I'll be grinding on that now. Awesome. You'll get there in no time. Part is because of my age. I don't know. I would have spent more if I was. Yeah, see, if you would have had access to more, Like at your age, you not spending a lot is partially you don't have access to a lot. I talk about those who have money they could sue on life, but Kabam fucked them over with this game grinding that they do. Oh, I know quite well, Breeze. I like I said, I already said once. He's not gonna give it up. I meant to, right? I probably wouldn't have spent even. You never know. It kind of depends. Like I said, if you'd had access to it, you may have. Ooh, that's on them. Are you gonna go up to an oversized person and tell them on the street to blame the supermarket? Giant Walrus, how you doing, man? I've been great, actually. Honestly, just kind of reliving Sumner's Fest weekend. The last few days as I've been going through and doing the editing on getting the panels and everything out. I've also got interviews with several content creators that are going to be coming out over the next week. Um, so, been loving it, honestly. Um, One of the greatest experiences of my life, to be truthful with you. And that's, I'll be 47 in January. I have done quite a bit in my life, and I'm not saying it was the best experience I've ever had, or anything, but I will say it was. It'll definitely rank up there in the end of my life. What that weekend was. But I'm really excited because I get because there wasn't a lot of people there, surprisingly enough, that recorded stuff, and Kabam has amazingly enough somehow been generous enough not to have gotten the panels published yet on their own channels. So I'm getting those out to you guys now, so you guys can kind of get a idea of them and see the whole thing. Wolf, any champions you're looking for from the basic or the Titan on Tuesday? I still need Carolina and Nico, so those are like my big two that I'm looking for right now. To be truthful with you, just because I've been playing them a little bit on the other account and I enjoy them. Um, well, he should help your friend instead of wasting time in chat. Yeah, face to face or phone call. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, go help them. Plenty of people who suffer because of FOMO. Talking about talking is one thing, but save the complaints for the ladies. Yeah, man. I mean, if you got this much time to hang out and talk to us, call up this friend of yours and talk to him about like the fact that you're so concerned with about him. Find out if it really honestly is affecting his life that badly. Like, I will tell you this much. I had a friend that him and I kind of got into it because he called me up over the summer and was talking to me about how bad my life was because he was so worried about how broke I was and the things I was deciding to do rather than have a job. But at the same time, like, he didn't understand my life. He didn't know a single thing. I have my own apartment. I'm able to get around. I'm doing what I enjoy doing. I'm working on getting more things going at the moment. And I'm working on getting myself to a point that I've never been to before. So he assumed because I wasn't doing things the way he understood things should be done that I must be miserable. And that maybe my whole entire life is falling apart. So maybe you should go talk to that friend and find out if he feels the way you do about what he's done. Your point, you hope I never get there. Man, I have been there. I've been homeless 9 different times in my life. I've lived with addicts. I was raised in the system and under abusive situations. You've been watching my channel for years, man. I've talked about all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, damn right. Like, ask Dee Dee how many times I've called him up just to check on him. Like, I care about my friends. Like, if I think there's a problem, I'll call them and check. I'm also the person that I will tell you this much. There's not a single person that knows me on a very personal level that will not tell you that I won't burst your bubble quicker than shit if I think you're fucking up. But if you can tell me that you're happy and that things are going well and you know what you're doing, I'll be in your corner all fucking day long. I wouldn't have 4 houses and lands all over the country if I wasn't smart at multitasking. Exactly, man. If you're so worried about your buddy being able to pay rent and stuff, why don't you rent him a house for a reasonable price? But if you hadn't been reckless, you wouldn't have learned. I know a lot of things from the mistakes I've made. But if you so flush, man, it don't matter what country he live in. Get him over to you. I don't think I've seen that run out. Let him know, Wolf. Love it. Hell yeah, man. We've all been down. We've all had our shit. But also on top of that, too, we all took care of our people. We also had to learn from our own mistakes as well. Like, I wouldn't be the man I am today if I'd had as good a life as I probably wish I had. Joel Williams, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you in the house. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Joel. I hope you had a great day, got some time with family and all. If I was super flush and my friend was down, I do. Yeah, no, I mean one of the greatest stories I ever heard. Um, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes got massively addicted to heroin. What did Kevin Smith do? He went and grabbed him and was like, "Dude, you live on my couch now." Straight up. Jason Mewes robbed his ass. He went and grabbed him again and was like, "Dude, don't do it again. You live on my couch, man. Like, come on." And then after all of that, he literally turned around and put him in Dogma and was like, "Hey, we're working with professionals here. You got to clean your shit up and do the right thing while we do this job." And he cleaned his ass up. That's being a friend. Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking amazing story. It's out there on the internet. Mewes has told it. Mewes has told it several times. Kevin Smith has told it a lot of times. Like, go catch a flight, visit your friend, get smashed, take his phone, spend some money on some booze. Exactly. Go have a good time. I'll tell you this much. Like, I was down as fuck. I was going through one of my massive depression spirals till I went up to Vancouver. And like that's part of it, man. Like, honestly, just getting up there and hanging out with Truth and Abido and Frodo and I mean, just the countless guys that I spent time with this last weekend. Uh, you know, Talking to Velocity, like her and I had long conversations on several occasions. The second I ran into Honeydew, she ran up and gave me a big hug, introduced me to her girlfriend, who was and her best friend, who also now works for Kabam. It made a huge difference just getting up there and spending some time and having feeling like I had some friends to hang out with for a minute, and having people give me a hug and say hi and be excited to see me. I guarantee you go show up with your buddies, be like, "Hey, bro, like, let's go grab a hooker and a beer." Like, pfft, hell yeah, man. He'll put that phone down real quick. Hey, I mean, you know what? Jeff Foxworthy had a joke years ago. He said it doesn't matter if a man is 16 or 86. He's going to want a beer and some titties. And I personally live my life by this philosophy. Full sugar Pepsi. I can't. It's my one for the day. I'm working on breaking the habit. I'm working on getting my weight down, but it is my one for the day. By the way, did I tell anybody that I hate Zemo? Like, I mean, like, utterly hate Zemo. Karina Challenge win. I miss that tab. I have not done a Karina's Challenge yet, but I probably should do one sometime soon. I'm just the weirdo that prefers the no sugar taste. Everyone thinks I'm weird. I wish I preferred no sugar taste. As a matter of fact, I have to add a flavor additive to water. I drink a ton of tea, and my tea is very watered down. And I don't add a lot of sugar to my tea. As a matter of fact, I'm cutting down how much sugar I add to my tea even. Uh, I don't have full sugar as I'm diabetic. Yeah, my cousin was diabetic when we were kids. I mean, I'm sure he still is. I haven't talked to him in years. Um, but I remember like going out and getting him like sugar-free gum and stuff because like the family would have all these freaking desserts at like family reunions and he couldn't have anything. So we'd like sneak out down to like the corner store on the square in the small town that we used to hold the family reunions in, and I'd go get him like sugar-free gum or candies or stuff that like so he at least like could get the somewhat of a taste. Is that gonna be enough for another 7-star? That does give me enough for a 7-star. Haha. Several more 2-star, 5 and 6 stars too. Well, we started with an opening. Why not end with an opening? Hey, I got a 5-star, Nico. That's a start. And streams will be on Kick for various reasons. I figure why not be me? YouTube doesn't exactly approve of being my original self. I will be interested to check that out, brother. You'll have to send me a link and let me know. I need to expand my platforms anyways, so I was planning on expanding to Twitch soon. Why not do Twitch and Kick? And that way I have an account for when I'm moving my MCOC stream from tonight to tomorrow because I only have 13 tokens and I want to make a bundle but I need 14 tokens. So I'm doing the stream something else tonight. Nice. Keep in mind, Legacy, if you get a chance to stop in at some point tomorrow night into here, I am giving away the 30,000 Titan shards tomorrow night. He's new. He's not who I wanted. 5 p.m. my time, so 7 yours. So we added 2 new 7-stars, a new 5-star, and a new 6-star tonight. And we have Oak the 6-star because she happened to be the calendar champion as well. I don't know why you were in Eastern time. I'm not in Eastern time. I'm in Pacific time. I was in Central time before I moved to Pacific time. Yeah, no, I've never been Eastern. Well, I've been in Eastern time for a trip. I meant to, right? I don't know why. I thought you were. Yeah, I get it. King of Arenas, nice to see you, my man. So, but yeah, I mean, other than the rank up gems that we have already spent, and well, the two that we already spent, and the two new 7-stars and a dozen or so new relics that I got to figure out what to do with now, because I already had enough to figure out, because these things just go on forever now. Like, that's another 11 that I have to figure out who to put on to now. Look forward to that stream sometime soon. Check line. I think I win for 7 stars. Let's double check. What do we got over here? You done the egg challenges? No, we're gonna do those this week. There it is. Took forever. I mean, he's definitely a solid champ. I'll give you that. And compared to the 2 7-stars I got, I think you won. Yeah, I'll give you that. But yeah, no, I haven't done like, okay, so what I've done enough to get the egg. I have to do the actual challenges so that I can get the tape. But we're at 4 of them at this point, or 3 out of the 4 of them now, and I could take care of multiple at once this way if I want to. So yeah, I think we're gonna do those sometime this week, or at least a couple of them. I'm gonna have Venom of the Duck is now 3548 prestige. Nice. So I think I'm going to okay, I know for a fact we are going to have the next panel video comes out in about a half an hour. I will have another panel video out probably tomorrow. Worst case scenario Sunday, but I'm gonna try and get I'm gonna try and get the 2 panel videos that I have left to put out this weekend. Monday at the latest. We've got the the panels that I was at for Sumner Fest. So the writers panel, the champion development panel, and the 2 dev team Q&A panels. And then I also have the interviews with MSD, Truth, Seaton, Velocity. Oh my God. Andy, and a couple others that are coming out as well. I'm not for sure what order I'm going to do those in, but look for those this week, and then I'll be doing the wrap-up video to wrap up all of those and my full thoughts on Sumner's Fest. And then after all of that, we're going to get back to doing gameplay guide videos, because I still have a ton of Act 8 videos to put out. And then we need to start on Act 9, honestly. So, especially since I have a particular person in my alliance at the moment who is trying to one up me on rank 4s at the moment. I'm gonna need some materials soon, so I think we're gonna have to go chase some of those down. Plus, on top of that, too, all the small accounts have enough rank 3s to go for Valiant now, so we're gonna start working on some of those as well over the next couple weeks. And we got Banquet coming up. I've already got a little bit of data I want to look at. I want to see if I did better spending 15,000 units here, or if I'll spend better spending 15,000 units on Greater Banquet Crystals. So stay tuned for all of that, plus more. And another time, guys. I mean, we're just gonna get more and more going on a regular basis, because that's what I'm trying to do. And we're going to get back into things and just make it a great time to be back, because I missed you guys. I missed the community. I missed playing this game. And Summoners Fest was really, honestly, a great reminder of that for me, to be truthful with you. So I'm looking to see who, if anybody, right now is live, because I'm getting told a couple people are that aren't. Let's go over and support
37K, a little over that. We still, I think, have.
Let's drown out my own channel, because of course, you know, I thought I had everything muted. And let's go over how many units do you have? I have 14,000 at this point, but I should be back over 20 by the time we get to the end of Banquet, or at least that's my goal. So let's do this with a hashtag Wolfpack Raid. Go over and support another one of the streamers that is live right now and say hi, and we will get going. And I will be back tomorrow night for a 3-hour live stream. So make sure, especially if you want to win some Titan Shards, that you can join me for that. So tomorrow night, 5 Pacific Standard Time, 7 Central. I will see you guys then. But until then, I hope everybody has a great night and a great day and pulls a God Tier champion soon. And until the next one, guys, love you. Peace out.